Hi, hello, and welcome to my channel. I am so freaking excited for today's video. We are finally going to be using our little TBR jar that I created in this video. I've literally been looking forward to this all month and I'm just so excited. And I did decide to go with a prompt jar versus just writing the names of your books on little slips of paper because the prompt jar just seems more fun. It kind of turns your TBR into a game and I just freaking love that. But also I'm more of a mood reader, so this kind of gives you more freedom to choose. I do plan, as of right now, to only pick 5. I feel like usually when I see these videos people pick like 10, but again, with only picking 5 books, I still have plenty of room to like read other things that I just kind of feel like reading. Anyway, those are all the guidelines and kind of like my rules, I guess, for my TBR jar. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start pulling some prompts. I am literally so excited. Okay, so here's our prompts in our prompt jar and let's go ahead and pick our first one. I'm like kind of nervous. Okay, this one kind of like stuck to my finger, so let's go with this one. What does she say? A book with yellow on the cover. Right off the bat, I can see 4 books that have yellow on them. 5 books that have yellow. Also, does gold count? Because if gold counts, I've got 5 more. But anyway, let's go ahead and go to the bookshelf. I'm excited that the first one is not going to be that difficult. So here is my bookshelf and all of the books that I currently own. Top shelf is actually all of the books that I've already read. So we're going to be completely ignoring this shelf and we're just going to focus on this bottom shelf here, which is my actual physical TBR. First, right off the bat, we have, not that one, this one. The London Society, which is a book of the month book from last month. This one also has yellow. This is When Life Gives You Lululemons. And that book is actually like the 2nd or 3rd book in like the Devil Wears Prada series. And I've never read The Devil Wears Prada, so I'm not gonna read that one. And then, let's see what else we have. Is this yellow? Yeah, this is yellow, but I feel like it hardly counts because it's just the text. We're gonna skip that one. If we're gonna count gold, I have the entire Plated Prisoner series that I am really interested in reading. On that same like spicy fantasy note, we also have Scarred, but this is like the 2nd book in this series and I don't know that they have anything to actually do with each other, but I feel like I need to read this one first. We also have The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This one has yellow on it, and honestly this is like one of my favorite books that I own at the moment for the simple fact of like the cover and then some little surprises that I wasn't expecting on the inside. But that being said, I don't really want to read it right now. We also have Lessons in Chemistry, which I also don't really want to read. And then literally all 3 of these Lynn Painter books have yellow on them. We have Mr. Wrong Number, The Love Wager, and The Do-Over. So I actually have quite a bit of options for yellow. And honestly, I'm gonna go with gold is gonna count as yellow because I've been dying to read this book. All right, let's go ahead and pick our second prompt. Oh, okay, one just flew out. What do we have? Oh, I have like a hair stuck to my ring. Gross. Okay. A book that takes place in another world. Also, maybe I should be showing you these so you know I'm not like cheating. So here's this one, and then here's our yellow book cover one. The majority of the books that I've been like adding to my wish list and buying have been a lot of fantasy books, so I feel like this one will also be a pretty decently easy one to do. And I actually know immediately which one I'm gonna pick for this one because again, I've been like dying to read the series. It's not gonna focus on my face. And also again, with the whole spicy fantasy thing, we're gonna be doing the Vicious Boys series. I've had the idea to do like a reading vlog of this series since I got these books, which again, I think was like a couple of months ago. And I keep like pushing it down. So this is one that I really wanted to read this month. So this is going to be our excuse to finally dig into these books. The first one is The Never King. The second one is The Dark One. And then the third one is Their Vicious Darling. But there's also a 4th one that literally just came out. So I'm going to be buying that very, very soon. This little area of my bookshelf is for the books that I plan on reading in the month. So we're going to put the first book in the Plated Prisoner series and then the entire Vicious Boys series. I am like really close to the camera. These are like super thin books, so I don't think it's gonna take me very long at all. And again, I really like the idea of doing like a reading vlog for the Vicious Boys series because I don't really ever hear anyone talk about it. It's basically like a smutty Peter Pan retelling, which just sounds very much like I need to read it. So there's that one. Now let's go ahead and pick our third prompt. I'm gonna do this one without looking at all. Did one drop? No. Okay. Let's do this one. All right, so this one is a book with purple on the cover. So we're just covering our bases with the colors. Let's straighten this out so you can actually friggin' see it. So a book with purple on the cover, and I automatically know exactly what book I'm gonna be picking because I do have a list, just like an ongoing running list of video ideas, and one of the video ideas that I had that I was hoping to be able to do this month involves a book with a purple cover. It's gonna be The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I've been teasing doing a Lynn Painter readathon a couple of times now, and I really want to do that this month. So for the purple cover, I'm going to take this opportunity to grab this book, but then we are also going to grab these two as well. Kind of want to keep it even and pick one of these like darker green ones because we've had a lighter green, a darker green, and a lighter green. So we're going to go ahead and pick a darker green just off the top. What does this one say? A book with food in the title. Ooh, I don't think I have anything with food in the title. I have one book that has food on the cover, but not one with food in the title. So we're gonna have to go straight to our wish list for this one. So if nothing in my Amazon wish list has food in the actual title, then I think I'm gonna change it to like food on the cover. I really don't think that I have a book like that. I have an actual cookbook. Ooh, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, but that's not food. Oh, I can take off Nettle and Bone because I just read that. So just do a little cleanup of my wish list. Pizza Girl. So pizza. I don't know that I want to read that though. Okay, we can take off the bell jar as well because I just bought that. Really good actually. I also just bought this one. Is called Carrots. This is such like a weird looking book, and it does actually sound interesting, so I don't remember at this point. I added this to my list so long ago, I don't remember what it's actually about. Stopping at the grocery store for some carrots shouldn't be dangerous, but in Shelby's case, it changes her life forever. During a bank robbery, she is caught in the crossfire and grazed by a bullet to the head, leaving her with the crazy ability to read minds. Not only is she hearing what everyone thinks about her, but the gunman who shot her is out to silence her forever. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and tweak this a little bit because I don't want to buy a book just because of like a little prompt. So let's go ahead and go to our bookshelf and pick our book with food on the cover. So our first option is Violet Bent Backwards Over the Grass, and this is actually a poetry book by Lana Del Rey, and as you can see we have some oranges on the cover. And then there was also another one that I can't remember now. What was the other one? Oh yeah, this one. Then we have Manhunt by Gretchen Flecker Martin, and as you can see it's got some plums on the cover. And this one is basically a horror book, which I don't know that I'm in the mood to read horror, and poetry, like I mentioned in my last video, is a genre that I'm trying to kind of get into, so I think we're gonna go with this one. We're down to our very last prompt, and if you watched my TBR jar video, I did put 3 different colors of paper in this little jar. This light color and then this kind of like olive green color, but there's also a very small amount of this kind of like brighter green. I think there's only like 10 total, and the total amount of prompts that I put in this jar is like over 100. So again, there's significantly less of these in this jar, and that's basically because these ones are more involved. Like they either involve another person or one of my animals, or they just involve me like going somewhere. And I did end up making them a completely different color from everything else because I wanted to make sure that I pulled one of them every single time because I just think they'll be more fun. So I'm just gonna do a quick little shuffle of this, and then we're gonna pull an active prompt. All right, we're gonna do this one. Oh, it's a teeny tiny one. Okay, so this one is Sid's Choice. Sid is one of my cats, and the way this is basically gonna work, the way that I've seen other people do it, is they usually pick like 3 books and then put like little treats on top of the books, and whichever one like the cat or dog goes to first is the one that I'm gonna be reading. So here's our choices for the Sid's pick. We have Hatchet, Magnolia Parks, and then this is Edvika and the Hollywood Wives. This is my April Book of the Month pick, so I figured we'd go ahead and throw that in. So we have these little like lobster and cheese cat treats, and let's go ahead and put a couple on each book. They smell basically like seaweed. And I'm gonna go get Sid. He's gonna go take a nap. Sid, come here. No, come here. Here. Sid, come here, get treats. I've actually decided to just switch these out with his actual food because he keeps trying to eat his food. So we don't really get the cat's treats very often, so he doesn't know what's going on. So we're just gonna use a little bit of his actual food. Sid. Okay. Okay, he's eating pieces that are on the floor. Good grief, hold on. All right, so we're switching plans again. I cut up a little like paper plate and put wet cat food on it, and literally everyone is searching for it now. So let's see if this works. Okay, gotta do this quick. Go ahead, Zeepu. He's smelling it. All right, we doing Magnolia? Okay, it's gonna be Magnolia Parks.
we get it on the book.
Yeah, let me put this on the ground so you don't mess up my book. You can have it still. Here you go, Toon. You can have that one. And here you go. Good grief. This was way harder than I thought it was gonna be. We have finished picking all of our little prompts and we have a pretty good, solid TBR going. A lot more books than I thought I was going to do. I only meant to pick 5 and we have way more than that. First book in the Plated Prisoner series, we have all 3 books, but eventually all 4 books in the Vicious Boys series. And then we have 3, which again will turn into 4 Lynn Painter books. Then we have the Lana Del Rey poetry book. And then last but not least, we have the book that Sid picked, which as I'm filming right now, he's like sleeping somewhere. So I haven't filmed that part, but you've already seen it and it was this book. Anyway, that is all that I have for this video. It was super, super fun and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do plan on doing this every single month and I'm already honestly excited for the next one. So I think this is gonna be like my new favorite video to film. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you have / have had the most amazing of days and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Bye!